Good evening and welcome to the Lee and Rose Warner Coliseum on the Minnesota State Fairgrounds for the 4AA championship game between the Stillwater Ponies and the Hill Murray Pioneers. I'm Joe Moore, joined by Zach Halverson. And Zach, not only is it a state championship berth on the line, but a little bit of history going to be made no matter what happens here tonight.
Absolutely, Joe. The last ever section championship game here at the Lee and Rose Warner Coliseum. In fact, I believe it's the last hockey game that will be played on the ice surface here. It's been first built in 1975, though. At least the refrigeration system in the ice rink was first done in 1975, and since then it has served the Minnesota hockey community very, very well. A lot of history has happened in this building, and we're very, very sad to see it go. It's going way too soon, and it's a shame that powers that be aren't letting this tradition continue.
As you look at the teams that will take the ice for tonight's championship game, I think everybody kind of assumed that the Hill Murray Pioneers would be here. They are the number one seed in Section 4AA. Perhaps a little bit of a surprise facing off against them tonight in Stillwater.
Yeah, the Stillwater Ponies defeated the White Bear Lake Bears in overtime on Tuesday night here at the Coliseum, and it was a huge surprise. The White Bear Lake Bears, and you know, I talked to Coach Sager after the game, and you know, pretty much it was what everybody's consensus was. White Bear Lake didn't show up. Stillwater did. Stillwater was the better team. They certainly deserved to win on Tuesday, and they will be here tonight to take on a very, very good Hill Murray Pioneers squad. And it's going to be certainly an uphill battle for them, but who knows, maybe they'll pull another upset.
Stillwater certainly no stranger to playing overtime games. In fact, it was their second overtime game against White Bear Lake this season. White Bear Lake defeated Stillwater in their second meeting of the season, but when it counts the most in playoff action, the Stillwater finds a way to get it done. They have played 8 overtime games this season. It is an incredible, gritty team, coached by Matt Doman in his first year after taking over for the legend Phil Housley. And I had a chance to talk with Matt earlier in the season, Zach, and he just kind of said, you know what, we didn't change a lot, but there's a little different feel to the team, and it's just taken a little bit of time to gel. He feels like his team has really played better as the season has gone on.
That's what I saw on Tuesday, and I think that's what I saw earlier this year when the Bears played the Ponies to an overtime game, but the Bears ended up winning. But this team certainly looks a lot different than what they did in the beginning. They struggled a little bit in the early times, but after a while, as the season wore on, as you said, this team certainly has come together and really played some fantastic hockey over the last few weeks, and they've certainly earned their trip to the section final to take on the Pioneers.
This is the third straight postseason that the teams have met. The prior 2 years, it has been in the section semifinal. Each of the last 2 years, Stillwater has bowed out in 4-goal games, 6-2 and 4-0 the last 2 years against Hill Murray. Zach, we'll talk a little bit during the game about the history of this Coliseum, some of the great games. Well, one of the better games that has been played here featured these two teams back in the 2008-2009 season. Absolutely. A double overtime victory for Hill Murray to advance the state.
Yeah, absolutely. Hill Murray, as always, very good hockey team. Ponies came in, also very good hockey team. And when you have a couple of good hockey teams, you tend to have some overtime. And that's what we got. It was a very memorable game in that section final, and the Pioneers came out victorious, but the Ponies certainly put up a fight. And you know, you got to hand it to head coach Matt Doman, his first year after replacing Phil Housley, to take his team all the way to the section final. What a job by him, and what a job by the entire Pony squad.
We are underway. Hill Murray moving left to right as you watch along with us. That puck deflected in and near the goal, and then jumping out on the loose puck is a Stillwater starting goaltender, a sophomore. Josh Benson covers it up.
Josh Benson, a fantastic goaltender, very solid on Tuesday night, and really throughout the late in the season there, as he kind of took the reins over, has played a very good goalie, and sophomore, pretty much a stud.
He's a sophomore. We saw at the left point there for Hill Murray, an 8th grader, Mikey Anderson, seeing significant playing time for the Pioneers. Of course, his brother played as an 8th grader last year, Joey Anderson, also on this Hill Murray team, as the Ponies will send it deep into the Pioneer zone. Back to play it is Davis Zarembensky. In this game last season, Davis Zarembensky scored the only goal of the game.
Absolutely, Zarembensky with good memories in this building, scoring the only goal in the section final against the Bears last year, and led his Pioneers to victory.
Peter Zedlick sends it behind his net on the far side, chipped ahead, hit the referee, stays in the zone. Played to the near point, now Logan Sharp sends it into the traffic, backhanded over the glass and into the moat.
Absolutely. Pretty much a moat. That's a good term. I haven't heard that yet, but yeah, it's pretty much a moat down here. The one thing that they seem to just figure out is that, hey, if we have a little bit of space between the spectators and the ice surface, they can lower the glass a little bit. This glass very, very low on today's standards. In the past, I think that'd be high in some of the years ago, but you got to watch out, and that really plays into effect on your defensive side when you're just trying to clear it down the zone. You got to keep that puck low, because if you don't, well, you're going to send it out of play from your own defensive side, and there's going to be a face-off right in your own end.
Pioneers, the breakout pass went awry, but there to cover it up, Logan Sharp sends it out to center. Digging it free and flipping it back into the Hill Murray zone was Jackson Cates. I believe it was Jackson that scored the overtime winner this week, was it not?
Absolutely. It was a tip in front, and no chance for White Bear goaltender Chase Gorman, who played a sensational game, had to play a sensational game because the Ponies were flying left and right, sending shot after shot, and Gorman stopped everyone but two. And that's unfortunately, I think he tweeted afterward, it was 96% was a save percentage, and wasn't enough the other night. So very tough game for Chase Gorman when you stop all those shots, but the Ponies defense and goaltending of Benson so solid, and well, you know, it might even put up a tough test for the Pioneers here, as these teams feel each other out. And I think, Joe, if you're the Ponies right now, you know, this is so far so good here, you know, weathering the storm, and you know what, if they could put up get that first goal, they could change a lot of things here. This game is, I mean, this one looks, you know, Pioneers certainly the favorites, but Ponies they can somehow get the first one, that'd be huge.
Driving in, Slattery gets pushed behind the net. Still not a shot on goal registered, as we're 2.5 minutes into this hockey game. Flipped out front, and that's steered aside. Slattery in the corner, lays it back at the point. Lucas Wilwerka sends it across. Centering pass comes bouncing to the side of the net, pushed off into the corner. Now feeding some space and hitting the outside of the post with a quick wrister was the freshman, Joey Anderson. Able to skate it to center and send it in was John Peterson for Stillwater, as they change all 5 on the fly. Outlet pass was tipped, still in the zone, now taken away, trying to drive toward the goal. Brandon Youngman sends one. Now the rebound tipped out to center, potential 2-on-1. Slattery with Anderson. Slattery getting harassed, tried to bring it out front, but good back check there from Jackson Cates, denied a good opportunity. Again, we see the referee get hit with the puck. It came right back to Wyatt Stotts. He's able to get it out to center. A good check by Dustin Kruger freed the puck as the Pioneers dump it back in. Mitch Renke sends it up the wall, speeding in. However, to hold it in the zone is Zach Mills. Mills shovels it off to the far corner. Kruger waits for it there, sends it near point. Zarembensky fans on it. It comes back out to center, and there to clean things up is Mikey Anderson, driving it right back into the Stillwater zone. Putting on the brakes, trying to come out front, Josh Frentz. And he hits Kruger in the back with the shot. Played to the line, held in by Anderson. His shot knocked down, glove down, and shoveled back into the Hill Murray zone by Tyler Benson. Not long enough for icing. Stolen away, and a punishing hit there on Aaron Kasanek. Pass too far for French, played to the Hill Murray line. Where's Zarembensky? Sends it away. Kruger picks it up, coming through neutral. drives one, comes on goal, and as Hill Murray peels off, Benson will slide it. And a Zach Eater-Zedlick will start right up the middle of the ice for Stillwater. Kind of taken down there, no call on Jake Whittle as the drive goes wide. Pioneers kind of bottled up, finally pulled away by John Heddle. Heddle is Stillwater's leading scorer this season. And another puck out of play will result in a face-off in the Hill Murray zone. 11:52 to play in a scoreless first period.
Been a long string of solid goaltenders for the Hill Murray Pioneers. Tim Shaughnessy a few years ago, John Dugas for the last couple of years. Dugas graduated, and that led the way for Sam Ilgen to take the reins, and Ilgen has certainly played some solid goaltending and actually stolen a few games this year for the Pioneers. So it'll be interesting to see how Ilgen does in this play in the section final.
Sent ahead, breaking in, Slattery to the backhand, shoots, he scores! Mitch Slattery picks up his second goal of the postseason, his 21st of the year.
Mitch Slattery, such a talented forward. He's a Mr. Hockey candidate, and he is so dangerous, and he can make something really out of nothing in many situations. This one of those plays there where he just used his speed, drove around the defense, and fired one home, and gives the Pioneers a early 1-0 lead as Hill Murray trying to just take control of this game early and ride their way to state.
5:18 the time of Slattery's goal. Joey Anderson picks up the lone assist on Slattery's goals. It's sent on goal. That's the first Stillwater shot, a weak one from the point. Now a rebound was cycling out of the corner that time was Devin Cates. Now flipped ahead and kind of just kicked into the zone by Slattery. Back to play it is Renke. Up the left wing wall, getting a stick on it to avoid the icing was Devin Cates. Ilgen sits it up. Pioneers get it through center. All the way back in the pony zone, swept along by Stotts to the far side. Kruger holds it in at the blue line, works his way down the wall. Kruger centering pass. Mills couldn't get it to his stick, and now a pass into the slot is intercepted. Here comes Simon Sagasor back the other way. Cuts down the left wing, but Stillwater is offsides at the line.
A little bit of a Cardinal sin there, kind of cut left right before he crossed the blue line, and Sagasor should have probably just gotten across the blue line and cut left, and so got to change that. But the Ponies hanging in there, got a couple shots on goal, and honestly, only one goal deficit. Anything can happen at this point, but Hill Murray certainly seemed like the faster team out there this evening.
Zarembinski kind of stumbles in the corner, plays the puck ahead for French. French able to power through one forecheck, gets the return pass, but a little weak on the return pass. It's intercepted and carried into the Hill Murray zone by Jackson Cates. Now Zarembinski in the near corner, ahead for Kruger. His pass intercepted, turning and firing well wide was Jungman, I should say. Playing it back to the corner and unable to get the centering pass through was Sam Sagasor. Stillwater will change all five as they play it into the Hill Murray zone. It wraps around. Zarembinski sends it high down the wall. It bounces into the Stillwater zone. Renke plays it across. Picked up off the wall by Charlie Sagasor, one of three Sagasors. I think we've mentioned them all already here in the first period as that shot deflects and goes over the glass. Another faceoff coming in the Hill Murray zone. 9:31 to play in the opening period. 1-0 Pioneers.
Stillwater getting some opportunities here, and Hill Murray, though, keeping the puck to the outside and keeping those opportunities to the minimum. Stillwater just continuing to fight, but Hill Murray just so good.
Tyler Funk and John Heddle on the draw. Quick opportunity there for Stillwater, denied by Ilgen. Now Anderson gets it across. Sharp angle shot ends up behind the goal and rebounding up the near side. Pony's able to play it out to center, gathered in and sent right back into the Stillwater zone by Jacob Olson, the junior defenseman. Played up the wall. Nice outlet pass. Devin Cates down the left wing. Gets it into the Hill Murray zone as he was bumped off the play by Logan Sharp. Olson tracks it down in the far corner. Plays it ahead. And Slattery sends it deep into the Stillwater zone as Hill Murray changes on the fly. Not a lot of flow in the opening minutes of this one, Zach.
Kind of a awkward hockey game thus far. I mean, that's the only way I could describe it. But, you know, teams getting opportunities, but nobody's really, I mean, the opportunities are pretty weak, and it's just kind of being forced to the outside most of the time. So kind of a weird game to watch, but, you know, both teams still, I mean, almost past the point of feeling each other out, but see how this game progresses here, what kind of game we get, because still on the other side, I mean, Hill Murray's got the lead, but the other side's really pulled away yet.
Shots are 4-3 in favor of the Pioneers. Carrying in off sides was Zach Mills as Kruger was still in the zone.
Yeah, Stillwater, I mean, at this point, again, they're the underdog here, so, you know, we gotta play it like that, but they don't have to play it like that, but we're trying to describe this, and at this point, I mean, Stillwater's hanging on here, and they're not just, I don't think they're not just hanging on, but they're playing well. So, again, they can find a way to get one past Ilgen here and keep the score close. I think, honestly, anything can happen at this point. But, you know, the Hill Murray Pioneers right now, they are such a fast squad, and they got some great chemistry. And so at this point, they can just play a perfect hockey game, which nobody really does. They should be section champions, but we'll see.
Centering pass, nobody home. Turning the other way, Brandon Jungman played it out to center, knocked down by Wawrinka. And we're going to get a hand pass call, which will send the face-off deep in the Hill Murray zone. 7:30 left to play in the opening period.
Not a bad crowd turnout here at the Coliseum. Not many empty seats still left here, and good showing by the Stillwater side as well as the Hill Murray side. So. And then I'm sure there's plenty of people here just enjoying the last game ever here at the State Fair Coliseum.
Yeah, hard to believe that.
It is.
This will no longer be used for hockey purposes. They'll have an open skate tomorrow and melt the ice, and that will be that for hockey in the Coliseum.
And again, I have to say, it's too bad. It's too bad that powers at B can't keep this going, and you know, it's a shame. It's going to be missed.
Rinke behind his net, kind of lost it in the snow there, plays it up the near side, but there to intercept it as Anderson tried to bring it out front, and drag it out front was Tyler Funk, but he got bumped off the puck. Pony is able to get it out to center. Zarembinski plays it through everybody right to Rinke, and then Rinke sends it the length of the ice. We'll get an icing call on a Stillwater. Yeah, if this was still the opening couple minutes, I'd say they're feeling each other out, but this is just kind of a sloppily played game thus far. Pioneers leading 1-0.
One Stillwater player you're going to hear a lot hear Joe call a lot is Mitch Rinke, and he's headed to I believe Ferris State next year as he's committed to Ferris State. I don't know about next year; it might play your juniors, but. Bottom line is he's one of the top defensemen in the state of Minnesota, number 20. Very, very good skater, but his signature is his shot, and he can be very, very dangerous at the blue line. So the Pioneers are going to have to really rush him if he ever gets the puck at the blue line. They have to get down and block that shot that he has, because it is not only very accurate but very powerful.
Ponies look to break out. Pass comes free at center. It's picked up by Zach Mills. Mills gets it across. French in the slot. Oh, and he got caught from behind. Had the stick lifted, and then a mass of humanity finds its way to the blue ice. Underneath it someplace was the puck long enough to get the whistle. Good back check that time from Eder Zedlik.
Eder Zedlik, I think, was a big part in preventing what could have been Hill Murray Pioneer goal. Josh French with a beautiful chance there. Him and Mills have such great chemistry on this line, and nearly put one away, but great work by Eater Zedlik coming back and tying the stick up and not letting French get the shot off.
French won the draw. Sharp just has to send it deep into the zone as it was coming across the blue line. Now French absorbs the hit, tries to walk out front. Puck knocked free. Jackson Cates gets it ahead. Outlet pass through center comes Sam Sagasor, and
keep talking about it. That glass is so low, and I don't know. We don't have stats, but I'd like to see how many more average whistles we have for pucks going out of play here than other places, because that glass is just, compared to other rinks, just very, very low. And it's actually, this is one of the few arenas that doesn't have the netting behind each side, so you have to watch out on, especially on those shots that ricochet off of a goaltender. Heck of a waffle board, by the way, but on Sam Elgin that he has on that blocker side. But you have to watch out, keep your eyes on the puck, and be ready, because it could come at any time.
French and Cates on the draw. Mills tried to play it out. Unable to do so, was cut off by Cates. Gave it right back, however, as French sends Kruger down the right wing and over the Stillwater line, snaps it off. It came up high, almost handcuffed Benson. Now carried around, but the Stillwater goal has come undone. That brings a whistle. We get a face-off in the Ponies zone. 5:17 to play in the period.
I don't know what it is about this building. I don't know why, the ice issue, whatever, but for whatever reason, especially in recent years, the Moorings have had a very tough time at the Warner Coliseum, especially during the last game, the 5AA final, which Centennial beat Blaine 2-1. The net was coming off left and right, and I don't know what it is, if it's specifically this building, if the ice, if it's the body heat, I don't know what it is, but the net just did not stay on a lot, and maybe if you're a goaltender, you use that to your advantage. Maybe put an extra kick out there, and that's on a save attempt if you're caught in your own zone.
Long shot there from Jack Manning, steered aside by Ilgen. And not to beat a dead horse, but the ice just looks slow. It doesn't look like the puck is traveling nearly as fast as Slattery gets a shot off, and coming by looking for the rebound and getting a stick in there was Tyler Funk, and that draws the wrath of some Pony players. And now down and arriving is Tyler Funk, or Slattery rather. He took the shot. He wasn't the one that kind of jabbed at it afterwards, but because he was closest to the goalie, he drew all the attention.
Yeah, Slatter, a key part to the Pioneer success. Obviously, not only in the season, but including this game as well. The only lone goal scorer, and he gets up. They're taking a pretty nice shot after the whistle, and we'll see. I don't think they're going to call any penalties here, but Coach Lechner on the in front of the bench there, kind of, and they will be calling a penalty here.
Will be calling a penalty. Alex Lagoon will go to the box for Stillwater. So Hill Murray leading 1-0. They will get the game's first power play.
And this is not what the Stillwater Ponies at this point want to see, in terms of the fact that they're keeping up the Pioneers, and one goal game isn't that big of a deal, and now that's extended to 2 goals. That's not good news. So if it's truly it looks like Slattery is actually making his way, so they might not even have a power play here. Slattery's on his way to the box.
So we'll wait and see how it all gets sorted out. Special teams can certainly play into this one. The Hill Murray power play has been phenomenal at 33% this season. So they're going to get Slattery for slashing the goaltender. They get Lagoon for slashing Slattery, and I don't think Slattery touched the goaltender. I think it was Tyler Funk. In any regard, it's 5-on-5 hockey. and play in the Hill Murray zone. And here comes French speeding through center. Drops it off. Shot by Mills. Redirected into the corner. Kruger pushes it behind the net. Races on. Mills delivers the check, but the puck rolls ahead for the Ponies to get it out to center. Mikey Anderson gets it ahead. Here comes Josh French, or Kruger rather. It is French. French winds up and drives one right in to the defenseman Wyatt Stotts, who's still feeling that one. Back the other way, Sagasor just feathers it into the Hill Murray zone. Zarembinski has Tyler Benson on his back. Zarembinski plays it for Kruger. Kruger got it out to center. Driven right back into the Hill Murray zone. Picked up now. Kasanek, and Kasanek got off a quick shot. Gloved and held by Ilgen.
Kasanek, the good look and a nice job by Sam Ilgen getting in the way of that one. And I don't know if it was the contact there, but certainly play started to pick up there in that last sequence there since that last whistle. So see if that continues here as we reach the waning moments of the first period.
Benson and Matt Janchek on the draws. Hill Murray sends line 3 out. And finally, it's Benson getting it deep into the Hill Murray zone. Logan Sharp swings behind his net. Plays it on the near side for Tom Riley, taken away from him. Riley now a rink-wide pass. Comes off the wall, tapped into the Stillwater zone by Reagan. Eder Zedlik from behind his net. Cuts off to the right wing. He brings it into the Hill Murray zone. Drives one as he comes in over the line, and Ilgen reaches up, and he'll hang on.
Ilgen tested here last couple shots. Now the shots on goal are even at 6. And certainly good news for both sides. I mean, it's good news to see that Ilgen is playing well, but it's also good news for the Ponies to see that they're getting their opportunities and they're testing them. So, you know, keeping it within 1 here, that's important, but also if they can get more shots and perhaps sneak one through, that's huge for Stillwater as they still are down 1-0.
Stom played it to the near side, banged out to center. Knocked down, sent right back in by John Peterson. Now getting the quick shot off was Anderson. Again, looking like he was getting handcuffed by the shot was Jess Benson, but able to steer it aside as the puck comes out to center.
Joey Anderson, a dangerous forward, and he's got a really quick release that can throw goaltenders off. As we just, I think, saw again, Benson not really, well, expecting a shot, but not that quick, and came out of nowhere. And Joey Anderson starting his career as a 8th grader, now a 9th grader at the Hill Murray School, and has played so well for the Pioneers the last couple of years.
Centering pass looking for Anderson, and that got popped up into the air. Ponies clear. Racing back is Mikey Anderson. Slides it across for Zarembinski. At center, it's picked up. Stotts got it to the blue line. It was taken away, and then Cates backhands it deep into the Hill Murray zone as we hit the 15-minute mark of the opening period. Knocked down, now it's Sam Sagasor. Sagasor fanned on the shot and then took a crunching hit from Dustin Kruger.
Huge hit put on, and that can shift momentum to the Hill Murray side. We'll see if it does.
Kruger ahead for Mills. Mills trying to work his way around the defense. Centering pass comes free in the slot. Knocked off of Cates' stick. Picked up by the Ponies, played toward the line, and now Kruger again dumps a Stillwater player. This time it's Tyler Benson on the receiving end. Ponies slow things down. They get it out to center and then backhanded in on goal. They avoid the icing as Zarembinski plays it behind his own net. Flips it to the near side, glove down, carried out to center by Riley. He loses it, and Eder Zedlik sends it deep into the Hill Murray zone where Zarembinski plays it. We're in the final minute of the opening period as Riley down the right wing. Riley snaps a shot off, gloved and held by Benson.
Well, under a minute to go in the first period, and if you're Matt Doman at this point, you have to be somewhat pleased with your team's effort. Again, the Ponies now leading in shots on goal, and you know Hill Murray, one of the top teams in the state this year, as they seem to be every year. Ponies skating with them, and certainly hasn't been a pretty first period on either side, but that's good for the Ponies side at least, as Stillwater really wanted to keep it ugly. I think that's the only way they win this game, is keeping it ugly, keeping it gritty, and just outworking. And that's really, I think, the only way to beat this very good Hill Murray Pioneer squad.
Slattery picks up the loose puck, gets it ahead for Funk, but offsides at the line were the Pioneers. And
another thing about Tuesdays with the White Bear Lake Stillwater semifinal, that game was extremely ugly too. And it was really thanks to the defensive side of Stillwater coming back and forcing shots and pucks to the outside and keeping the Bears out of the center area. That seems to be what the same game plan here tonight. And with only one goal through the first 16 and a half, that's not bad, especially with this Hill Murray squad.
And that's actually kind of one of those things that Stillwater has worked on this year, that neutral zone trap. Mm-hmm. They just muck things up coming through neutral. They've really slowed that, and quite seriously, Zach, the ice just is playing slow. You can see just mounds of snow on the ice. And as we get the buzzer to end period number 1, it does find the Hill Murray Pioneers leading Stillwater by a score of 1-0. The only goal of the period came at 5:18. It was scored by Hill Murray's Mitch Slattery. Shots on goal in the period do favor Stillwater, 8-7.
Yeah, a very slow first period. Not going to lie, not a lot of great hockey action, but Hill Murray with the lead. Looking good for the Pioneers thus far, but the Ponies still very much in it. We'll see how that goes here as we get into the second periods and later moments of this game.
We'll take it to break. You're watching high school hockey on TV 19.
Launch it deep. A lot of down there. Can he catch up to it? He can. He's into the end zone. Touchdown.
Zach, what an exciting game you've got.
Running room. Cuts. Touchdown.
We're all staying together. It's kind of neat to see how we've all progressed.
Albert throws up the 3. Good. Pioneers with a good opportunity. Big hook, and a jab right to the jaw, and lights were out.
Tying the game up at 4 with this power play goal. New school records from 2 freshmen.
I want to remind you, anytime you want the latest and the best of Northeast suburban area in sports, tune into TV 19. You will get the best coverage. Don't forget that.
And welcome back inside the Lee and Rose Warner Coliseum. Joe Moore and Zach Halverson along with you. Hill Murray, the number 1 seed in Section 4, leading the Stillwater Ponies, who come in as the number 3 seed in the section. This section played out pretty well according to form, except for the semifinal when the number 3 Stillwater Ponies defeated the number 2 White Bear Lake Bears 2-1 in overtime on Tuesday evening. The winner of this one will complete the state tournament bracket. All other games have been played. All other section championships have been decided. 15 of the 16 state tournament teams are known. The winner of this one will round it all out. The seeding will take place this weekend. The brackets will be announced. And the Minnesota Boys State Hockey Tournament will begin play on a Wednesday afternoon in St. Paul.
Another game going on right now is the 4A final between Matamidi and Totino Grace. We don't have a score on it, but we'll go Zephyrs since we're TV 19.
I believe that there was an announcement made on that one, and Matamidi, I believe, defeated Totino Grace 4-3.
Cool.
If not defeated, they were ahead 4-3 at any rate.
Nice to see a new team coming out of Section 4A after St. Thomas Academy was defeated here last night in the Section 3AA final. Egan winning that one.
Shots again in the first period, 8-7 in favor of Stillwater. Ponies wearing the dark uniforms moving left to right here in the second period. Tyler Funk reaches out and then fanned on the pass, has it stolen away from behind. Cycling through center and sending it deep into the hill zone was Cole Johnson. Big hit sent Zarembinski to the ice. Fought for along the half wall, pulled free, a long shot, and Ilgen makes the glove save.
Certainly an encouraging sign for the Stillwater Ponies coming out of the gates flying. That's what they're going to have to do here. Again, Hill Murray is a very, very good hockey team, and if you want to beat them, you're going to have to play a very, very solid hockey game. And Stillwater, I don't know if it's to that point yet, but they're certainly working towards it. We'll see if they can get one past Ilgen, but Hill Murray just so good.
Knocked down out front. Kate sends it further along, but it bounces over the stick of Brandon Jungman. Jacob Olsen on the near side sends it ahead out to center. Tried to break Kruger free. Kruger got a stick on it, so no icing call. Kruger's pass ends up behind the net. Josh French leaves it off. Zach Mills trying to drag it along with him. Now French pulls it free. Slides free in the high slot area. Finally controlled and sent out to center by Sam Sagasor. Jacob Olsen will send it deep into the Stillwater zone. Now we talk about the state tournament, Zach, and the fact that 7 AA teams have already been decided. Hill Murray has played a number of games against the state tournament team. Stillwater does not have such a resume this season.
Yep, and plenty of experience on one side, not a lot on the other, and it is showing a little bit. You see Hill Murray just skating circles around Stillwater in many aspects of this game. Stillwater is certainly fighting, and they're playing the trap very well, but it's clear from out here who's got more experience and who's certainly played better teams. Stillwater just hasn't played many good teams, with the exception they played Benilde St. Margaret's, who has been knocked out by Eden Prairie. They played them to end the season, which that's a very tough game.
Here's a 2-on-1 developing on a backhand. They split it up front. They score! We're tied at 1. Devin Cates and John Heddle combine to knock one past Ilgen. You saw the net get taken off. The referee signals goal as the puck was in the net prior to it coming off. And just 1:43 into the second period. It's a brand new hockey game.
No surprise on who it is. Devin Cates. By the way, I'm pretty sure Stillwater has had a Cates on their roster for decades, pretty much. Of course, Blake Cates, a very solid goaltender, since graduated. But Devin Cates, John Heddle, so talented on the offensive side, and they've given their team a chance in this game by tying it at 1. Hill Murray's got to respond fast. They don't want Stillwater to have any sort of hope here. But props to the offensive side. They swung out, turned something turned what was nothing really into something. Swung a pass out in front, beat Ilgen. Solid job by the Stillwater Ponies.
Sent out through center, and Stillwater touched it. That avoids the icing call. Slattery and Anderson crisscross. Played back to the point. Zarembinski slides it down the wall. Funk back for Zarembinski. Throws one toward the front. It goes off of Benson's glove and then pushed behind the net. And the loose puck will be played by Eder Zedlik. Pushed behind his net, and here comes Renke. Renke long pass at center. In over the line comes Sagasor, and Simon Sagasor's shot deflected over the top of the cage by Ilgen. Back the other way comes Slattery. Rink-wide pass over the line. Dropped back for Funk. His shot knocked down by Sagasor, and Sagasor taps it ahead. Knocked down by Mikey Anderson, ahead for Joey. Centering pass. Trying to drive is French. French forced behind the goal. Still has it, and then snaps a wrist shot off. That comes to the near wall. And immediately sent out to center where Zarembinski is having some difficulty. Now drops it off. Mikey Anderson sends it deep into the Stillwater zone. Kruger for Mills as they cycle in the far corner. Now it's French picking it up. Left it off for Mills. Mills works his way into the slot. His shot. Oh, and Benson, a nifty glove save, hangs on.
This is the response we were talking about here. Hill Murray pressing very, very hard, trying to get that lead back. Mills with a beautiful opportunity right from the circle, and Benson looking very, very strong here. Josh Benson is going to have to be the key to success for Stillwater at this point. Again, they're facing a high-powered offense of Hill Murray. Benson's going to have to stand tall if the Ponies want any chance tonight. So far, he's done just that.
Quick face-off winning the quick shot by Mills right on. Benson another save. Now coming through center with it is Manning, Jack Manning. Sharp angle shot off of Olson, climbs over the glass and out of play. Face-off coming in the Hill Murray zone. 13-14 to play, period 2, 1-1 our score.
Jack Manning, a big player for the Stillwater Ponies, certainly a key part to their success. Junior forward for the Ponies, and can make plays happen and really sees the ice well, and can really find his forwards great on the passing side of things as well.
Face-off win for Stillwater, but Stotts' shot hits traffic and goes out of play, and they're going to move the face-off out into the neutral ice area as it went off a Stillwater player. Shots now 11-10 in favor of Stillwater, each side with 3 in the period.
Yeah, Ponies doing not a bad job, and I like how they're kind of switching up the face-offs here. You see Devin Cates kind of spinning out. I couldn't see on that shot, but Devin Cates kind of came down, spin around a little bit. Just switching some things up here, and really, if they can keep Hill Murray on their toes and keeping them guessing, good things can happen.
Olson down the wall for Mills. Mills again coming into the slot. Backhand shot hits the traffic out front, and there to clean it up and play it away was Stotts. Backhands it all the way into the Hill Murray zone. Jacob Olson back to play it for the Pioneers, and then he turned it over. Hedl tried to come out front, got cut off. Now held in at the far point. Shot hits traffic, and skating away with it is Josh French. French still with it. Going end to end, Josh French forced behind the net, still has the puck, finally tapped off his stick. He tapped it back to himself momentarily before Hedl took it away, and he starts down the right wing and over the Hill Murray zone. Hedl shot, and Ilgen got the glove on it, couldn't control it, dives out on the loose puck.
Ilgen hasn't played on a stage like this before, and it's always going to be interesting to see how goalies respond to it. Some thrive, like we saw Blake Miller for the Centennial in this last game, stopped 38 of 39 Blaine shots. Sam Ilgen still trying to get used to it. That was a play where he probably should have controlled the rebound a little bit more. Didn't see the puck as well. He's going to have to be big here tonight too. This is Hill Murray's game to lose, and he's going to have to play big and not let Stillwater have any shot at getting this lead.
Whittle powered it into the Stillwater zone. Flipped back out to center. It was knocked down by Tyler Nowak momentarily. As the teams chew up the neutral ice area, finally it's the Pioneers getting it deep into the Stillwater zone. Played up the near wall. Sam Sagasor sends it across. Over the line is Jungman. Jungman shot well wide, rebounding up the near wall. Finally pulled free by Jungman. Jungman, sharp angle shot. Ilgen makes the save and then reaches out to corral the rebound. Is falling over the top of him is Sam Sagasor, the senior forward from Stillwater.
Stillwater continues to knock on the door here, and they got one of their top lines with Rinke and the defensive side out there to see what they can do. Tyler Benson taking the draw. Again, opponents, they keep putting in the pressure here. Anything can happen. The upsets, I think, in terms of sports, the most upsets have to be in hockey. You don't see many in basketball. You don't see many in football. You certainly see some, and I think one of the greater, examples of that, Joe, is 1980 Miracle on Ice. One of the greatest upsets, probably the greatest upset ever, came in the sport of ice hockey. So, you don't see him all the time, but you certainly see him, I think, in, maybe I'm wrong here, but I tend to see more upsets in hockey than you do other sports.
Icing call here on Hill Murray, and unlike other sports, hockey, you can ride a hot goaltender. You can ride the one hot individual, and we saw it in the game here in the Coliseum prior to this one. You mentioned Miller from Stillwater, 38 saves. They were outshot 39 to about 18.
Exactly. And Cougars just happened to put one more past the Bengals, and they could do against the Cougars. So 2-1 game, by the way, and that Cougars are going to state in Section 5. But
which is really one of the few upsets we've seen in the regions this year. Blaine was the number 1 seed, and actually I think ranked in the top 5 in the final Let's Play Hockey ranking. Slattery in over the line here for Hill Murray. Goes down, tried to put it out front. It comes free, turning, firing Anderson. Slammed it off the side of the net.
Make no mistake, Blaine threw everything they had at him.
Now Heddle gets a shot, and again, Ilgen handcuffed, steered it aside. From a sharp angle, shot was going wide that time off the stick of Devin Cates. Ilgen does glove and hang on to that one.
Sam Ilgen just doesn't seem to be seeing the puck as well as he sometimes does. I've seen Sam Ilgen steal hockey games before. He is a very, very good goaltender. He's certainly earned the start for Hill Murray, but tonight, again, it's a whole different feel when you have the Coliseum, the section final, everything on you. Different goalies handle different kinds of pressures differently, and so we'll see if this continues, or if and I think if you're Stillwater at this point, you just want to get as many shots as you possibly can on Ilgen, keep testing him, and I don't think any shot's a bad shot, because the way Ilgen's been giving up some of these rebounds here, you never know if one's going to either find its way to a Stillwater stick or find its way through Ilgen and into the back of the net. So if you're Stillwater, just keep getting some shots and keep testing Ilgen at this point, because I don't think he's seen the puck as well as he can.
Another icing call on Hill Murray, another face-off win for Stillwater. Unable to do much with it, turning and trying to drive a shot toward the goal with Sagasor, deflected up into the seating area. You don't see too many pucks get into the seating area here at the Coliseum, and that may be one of the reasons, because we saw Benson reacting awkwardly in the goal to our right in the first period. We've seen Ilgen several times here in the second period. It is a unique building.
It is, and I've talked to goaltenders about it, and it takes a little bit getting used to. But after especially when it's empty in both ends, that's when it becomes a problem, because you can't see the puck as well. It's a little bit dark down there, and the dark green seats don't help. So perhaps there's too many people wearing dark clothing on the opposite end of Sam Ilgen, and maybe that's that issue. But
turned over out front, and Olsen there to play it away for Hill Murray. Sends it back into his zone. Logan Sharp ahead, winding up. Mills' shot knocked down. Now it comes free. Zach Mills into the slot. Tried to slide it across, and instead slid it into the skates of the defenseman back the other way. Kasanek dribbles it toward the goal. Ilgen will cover it up.
One thing I think Hill Murray can do right now, and to kind of turn things around here, because right now Stillwater seems to have a little bit more of the momentum. I think if Hill Murray can do exactly what Kruger was doing in the first period and start banging some bodies and knocking Stillwater around a little bit, maybe could swing some of the momentum, and the Pioneers can get the lead back.
Face off to the left of Ilgen. And it came right back to Ilgen, who did see that one clearly and makes the save. Both teams with their top lines out there. It's Slattery and Heddle on the draw. Played off the wall, glove down, put out front. Holding it in right at the line was Eder Zedlik. Kruger a long pass ahead. They tried to break Slattery free, but Eder Zedlik got a stick on that. Now winding his way around is Charlie Sagasor, and he'll finally retreat behind his net to clear some space.
I think that was one of those kind of lesser-known plays.
Taken away by Anderson. Puts it out front, and Slattery has it go off his stick.
Just saying that Eder Zedlik play, taking that pass away from Slattery was a huge play, and then the Ponies really got to watch their defensive zone turnovers. It's another one that could have certainly cost them. They got to be a little bit less sloppy and a little bit more cleaner in their own zone.
Hedl just threw one out front and unable to connect. Now in the far corner, a sharp angle shot taken, and Ilgen another save. Slattery gets tied up, and Stom will pick up the puck for Hill Murray. Stom tied up. Hedl pulls it free, tries to jam one in the side. It's right out in the blue ice. No, they wave it off, and I think the goal had come off. Referee very emphatic about waving that one off. It will remain a 1-1 hockey game.
We talked about the Nets a little bit earlier in the game and how they just don't seem to be staying on like they should. And another example there where the net came off the moorings, and just before, beautiful opportunity for the Ponies. And one thing that could swing the momentum either way. At this point, Stillwater has a goal waved off. They could either sulk in it or they can try to go out there and get another one. But yeah, Hill Murray certainly on their heels right now. They need to switch some things up because Stillwater was literally inches away from taking this lead.
Well, it's no secret as to what Stillwater is trying to do offensively here, and that is just put the puck at the top of the crease, crash the net, and get the bounce. And
absolutely.
That is how they scored their only goal of this hockey game. That's how they just put one past Ilgen into the net. Unfortunately for Stillwater fans, after the net had become unanchored, waving the goal off. And it's really the style that Stillwater has played all year. And, during the first period we said it's an ugly style, and it was a style made famous here in Minnesota with the reincarnation of the professional hockey team.
Right.
And Jacques Lemaire brought that ugly style of play to Minnesota and proved it to be a very effective style. And Stillwater, as they have settled into this style of play this season, has improved and really playing some of their best hockey right here at the end of the season when you want to be playing your best hockey.
Absolutely, and proven dangerous.
Shot from the point, Ilgen, a glove save. Good hard wrist shot from Marenke. Still waiting for him to wind up and deliver a bomb from back there.
Even his wrist and snapshots are faster than most people's slap shots. I mean, that was a ripper there. That great work by Ilgen.
There he winds up and drives one just over the top of the net. It was deflected on the way through. Kruger unable to clear. It's played down in the wall. Hedl's centering pass comes bouncing free for Kruger. Kruger tried to play it up the wall. It'll be held in by Stillwater and steered aside by Ilgen. Zarembinski tried to lift it high, but Sagasor cut it off. Sagasor in the corner. Tried to cycle it there for Jungmann. Finally, it's Sagasor pulling the free. Turns, fires, and Ilgen traps it in the midsection and hangs on. Shots are really piling up here for Stillwater. 20-11 in the game.
And
12-4 in the period.
And it's pretty simple what's going on here, Joe. And Stillwater's outworking Hill Murray. I mean, they're beating them to the races. They're getting to the pucks and they're getting shots. So Hill Murray, I don't know what's going on here, but it's really just as simple as that.
At center, Slattery had it slide off his stick. Anderson kept it in his own. Slattery working his way through the high slot to Anderson near side. Puts it across. Oh, great tic-tac-toe pass, and Funk couldn't capitalize on it. And we get a whistle. We'll get a face-off in the Stillwater zone.
And actually, our producer, Nick Anderson, just kind of reminded me, too. I mean, this is basically how Stillwater beat White Bear Lake the other night. They just outworked them. And so Stillwater continues this. It's a very similar type game. Anything can happen.
Slattery backhands it behind the net. Jacob Olsen rushes down, pushes it into the corner. Anderson tried to whip one out front, and it's gloved and held. I'm not even sure how that ended up in his glove.
I'm pretty sure it deflected off his stick in there, because I heard a little bang before it went in. But nobody really knew where the puck was except for Benson there, and he kind of had to wave his hey, everybody, this is where the puck is. But, yeah, great work by Benson there. Kind of a dangerous angle. I mean, it's a very weak one, obviously low scoring chance, but some of those chances can really be dangerous, and I think it's one of those kind of angles that makes goalies a little bit uncomfortable. Benson stood tall there, and he looks very comfortable in his crease here, and that's saying something even after giving up that one goal to Slattery.
Here comes Slattery. Slattery winds up, but that was knocked down by Stotts, and he gets it out to center where Logan Sharp plays it right back in. Stotts sends it near side for Renke. Long pass ahead. Sagasor got a stick on it. And Logan Sharp will play the loose puck in the far corner. Sharp sends it high through center. Eder Zedlik threads his way through center, dumps it into the Hill Murray zone. Sharp this time will skate it out of the zone. Pass ahead. Knocked down, played right back out by Renke. Bouncing puck, steered aside by Benson. Renke behind his net. Long left wing pass will be taken away by Jacob Olsen. Olsen to the near side. Pushed further along by Reagan. Now Reagan able to get it back into the Stillwater zone where Renke controls. Sends it across and off the stick of Eder Zedlik, who then plays it to the Hill Murray line. Olsen gets it ahead, trying to thread his way in was Whittle. He got knocked off the puck, and the Ponies again send it back into the Hill Murray zone. Quickly sent ahead this time by Weworka. Back the other way. Eder Zedlik trying to go coast to coast. Puts it out front and off of Ilgen. And again, the Hill Murray net has come undone, so that will give us a stoppage in play.
Another good opportunity, and this is... we're on the Hill Murray side of the arena here. That's where the press box is. You can kind of feel the tension starting to grow over here. The worry starting to set in because, quite frankly, Stillwater, at least, not in the first period. Hill Murray was by far the better team in the first period. But the second period, Stillwater has really been the better team, and that's certainly saying something. When you get a 3 seed like Stillwater coming against the number 1 seed team like Hill Murray, by the way, we saw this, not we, but I should say I saw this team on Hockey Day Minnesota. Many of the people in the state saw this team on Hockey Day Minnesota against Elk River. This is a completely different team than I saw even in January. Stillwater.
This is French in the corner. He lost an edge and the puck. Now it gets it back. Spins behind the net where Mills picks it up. Mills coming out into the face-off circle. His shot hits traffic. French cycles out from there, lays it off at the point. Zarembinski just pushes it back into the corner. Kruger gives chase behind the net. Pass is intercepted. Now picked up on the far side by Cates, and he sends it high through center. And we'll get an icing call on a Stillwater. We'll look at the teams, Zach, that have already qualified for the state tournament. Lakeville North out of Section 1.
Yep.
Edina out of Section 2. No surprise in either of those sections.
It wasn't a surprise, but it was one heck of a game. I was up, actually. I went to Duluth last night to watch Duluth East and Elk River play, and it was a very good game.
Slattery gets a shot off through a maze of players. Benson corrals it and hangs on.
Elk
the
River,
Greyhounds for the 6th year in a row back at state.
Elk River was up 2-1, and looked like maybe we could see a different team out of Section 7 this year. But then the Greyhounds tied it late in the third, then won it in overtime. Heck of an effort there by Coach Randolph and the entire squad.
Here comes Stotts after he steals the pass. 2-on-1, lays it across and unable to get the shot off, and then going hard into the end wall. I don't know if that's Heddle or Jungman. Still down behind the play.
I believe that's, it could be either.
Now Slattery trying to work his way in the other way. Has the puck taken away, flipped out to center. The somewhat injured Stillwater player was Jungman. He gets his way back to the bench. Coming off the bench for Hill Murray and sending it into the zone quickly, it was a Nowak.
Nice job by the Stillwater defense while Jungman was down on the other side, fending off a Hill Murray attack.
Centering pass comes free all the way at the point, slid out front. That was knocked down, never made it all the way through. Leading the charge is Nowak through center, just plays it deep into the Stillwater zone. Rings all the way around. It was tapped free there by Whittle. Left behind the net. Renke plays it to the near side. Worked out to center, sent right back in by Whittle. Coming out through center, John Peterson. Bumped off by Kruger, who has been the most physical player on the ice in this one. Kruger sends it deep into the Stillwater zone. It rings all the way around for Peterson along the near wall. He sends it high, but not out. Kruger slides it to the end wall. Renke slides it to the far wall for Cates. Devin Cates has it stolen away. And then he recovers and sends it the length of the ice for an icing call. 2:05 left to play in the second. 1-1 Ponies and Pioneers.
This is not the game I think any of us expected here. Stillwater playing very, very good hockey, and again, very similar to Tuesday, how they knocked off White Bear. Stillwater causing many, many problems for Hill Murray.
Off the draw, it's pushed wide. Kruger picks it up, cycles out. Fangers a quick shot. Gloved and held by Benson.
Kruger has been, I think, one of the, tougher players in this game. Particularly, he has really stood out to me, and has been knocking bodies around, getting shots. So Kruger's playing a very, very good game.
French and Jackson Cates on the draw, finally worked free by Hill Murray. Mills and French in close quarters, held in by Mikey Anderson. Glove down, and here comes Stillwater back the other way. That was knocked down at center. We'll get a hand pass call, or actually,
I believe so.
Hill Murray looked like maybe closing their hand on the puck.
Do you know, I mean, I've always been curious, what's the difference between a penalty, because I've seen them been called as a penalty before, and what's not?
Well, if I find out, I'll let you know,
because
I don't. I don't know.
I don't know if it's in a certain zone is one of those things. Because I've seen it as a penalty before, and it must be around the net or something. I don't know.
Off the draw, pulled free by Funk. He sends it around. Zarembinski got it out to center, sent right back in to Zarembinski. Rink wide for Mikey Anderson. He'll send it deep into the Stillwater zone. It rings around to the far wall. Cates can't clear. Zarembinski, they work it past him, and here's an odd man rush coming back the other way, led by Heddle. Heddle snaps a shot off and sends it over the top of the cage. Held in by Cates. His shot hits Zarembinski, who will play the loose puck. Final minute of play into the second period. Weak pass comes free at center, picked up and brought in. Kasnick, centering pass came through everybody and off of Benson's stick. Bouncing shot, rebound, and still loose. Ilgen, a couple of big saves, lost his stick in the process. And finally, Hill Murray just golfs it the length of the ice. They'll take the icing call and settle things down.
Well, the way Stillwater is playing the Hill Murray Pioneers, it's both good, and then I guess the only bad thing I could say about Stillwater's play right now, Joe, is that they really need to start taking advantage of their opportunities. They had a 3-on-1. They could have taken the lead, going to the intermission. I mean, they still have 35 seconds to do that, but 3-on-1s don't happen often, and just a shot that went over the net, that doesn't help. But they had a good opportunity later, right after that, too. So Stillwater, just keep up the pressure, but you gotta at least take advantage of your opportunities when they're handed to you like that, because Hill Murray doesn't give up many.
Sharp picks up the puck, got it out to center. Renke quickly sends it ahead. Kasnick gets it, winds up, lets it go just over the top of the cage. Now at center, it's Mills. Mills to the left wing, fires one wide. Rebound chase to the far corner, held in by Kruger at the point. Renke catches up with the loose puck. Going to try to just work off the final few seconds here. As Stillwater will do just that.
Wow.
2 periods are through here in the Coliseum, and it's a game I don't think anybody was necessarily expecting. At the end of 2, Stillwater won, Hill Murray won.
Shocked. Shocked. I mean, this is Hill Murray's such a very, very good hockey team. Just talking to people before the game, reading online forums and all that. It was everybody was saying, blowout by Hill Murray, and it was looking like that was a possibility after Slattery got his one early in the first. But since then, it's Stillwater has been finding the second period. If you were to, give out who won that period, it was clearly Stillwater. Hill Murray's in trouble. Stillwater's playing very good hockey, and we'll see. Third period will be interesting. They are leading, Stillwater leading shots on goal 23-15. I don't know if they have enough to keep going, but wow, you're not going to want to change the channel here. This is going to be one heck of a third period, and what a way to close out the Coliseum. What other way to close out the Coliseum than a close game, 1-1 tie game going in the final 17 with the opportunity of continuous OT looming ahead.
Go get your favorite snack. Come on back for the third period. It should be a good one here at the Coliseum. For Zach Halverson, I'm Joe Moore. You are watching boys high school hockey on TV 19.
Hi, I'm Community TV.
I'm Network TV. What are you doing with all the network's equipment?
Actually, this all belongs to the community station. Settle down.
What could you possibly do with all this?
It's not just for me. Many members of our community use this stuff to produce their own shows.
Produce their own shows? Each year, Network spends billions of dollars producing high-quality content. We could never afford to trust the likes of you with our equipment. They don't even let me touch that stuff.
Trust me, with a few lessons, anyone can make TV.
Anyone? Could I hold one of those cameras?
Sure.
Sweet.
Hill Murray hits the ice as we get set for the start of period number 3. It is the Section 4 AA championship game. Stillwater and Hill Murray tied at 1. Shots on goal in the second period heavily favor the Stillwater Ponies. 15-8 in the period. They are out shooting Hill Murray here this evening, 23-15 through 2 periods. The score knotted at 1. The goals tonight in the first period. Hill Murray jumped to the 1-0 lead. They get a goal from Mitch Slattery at the 5:18 mark. It is answered by Devin Cates of Stillwater at 1:43 of the second period. Zach Halverson, how does this one end? What will it take for Stillwater to pull off the upset? What does Hill Murray need to do to regain the momentum in this one?
Well, Stillwater needs to do exactly what they did in the second period and just start controlling, winning every race to the puck. I mean, that's what they were doing. They were out-skating Hill Murray. They were getting opportunities, and they need to finish on their opportunities. They let a 3-on-1 go in the second. They cannot do that here in this period. Any opportunity they get to score, they need to take advantage of it as much as possible. Maybe not put the puck in the net, but at least get a shot on and get Elgin moving. On the other side, Hill Murray. Play Hill Murray hockey. You guys have won how many games? 25 this year? Play hockey, play your game, and, come out here and play Hill Murray hockey. I mean, play your game. Go back to your game plan. It's not that difficult, I don't think. Just win those races, play hard, skate hard, and you'll win this one. So, be interesting.
Hill Murray wins the opening face-off of the third period as they move from left to right. Tyler Funk unable to get to it. And Zach, through 2 periods of play, only 2 penalties. They were offsetting minors in the first. Slattery tries to come into the slot, but has it taken away. Back the other way. Shot steered aside. A sharp angle shot taken by John Peterson. Now Joey Anderson. His shot deflects and goes very high and almost to the top row here in the Coliseum.
Yeah, that was one heck of a deflection. Not only did it go, as you said, to the top row, but I mean, that's a place where, the top row, or at least the front row, is there's that moat between the back of the net and then where the seating is. So to get even reach the top row, you need a little bit extra, and that had it. So one heck of a shot by Anderson, but one heck of a deflection there by Benson.
Stillwater kind of tied up here. They are able to get it out to center. Funk dropped it off for Sharp. Knocked away from Mills. Jacob Olson will track it down in the Hill Murray zone. Plays it up the wall, but right to Sagasor. Mills able to kick it along. Josh French, 2-on-2. French to the line, but sneaking in ahead of the play was Kruger on the left wing offsides. Hill Murray.
They don't pay these players, but Eder Zedlik certainly earned a theoretical paycheck there, taking that shot block. Even after the whistle there, obviously it was a bang play. You don't blame the Pioneer for shooting it, but Eder Zedlik went down and took a hard shot to the torso there, and he gets up okay. But it's one of those things about hockey that hockey players, you just don't understand how you want to get in front of a puck that's going 80, 90 miles an hour in some cases.
This puck sent the length of the ice. We'll get an icing call on Stillwater. Move the faceoff back in their zone. It's interesting looking across the way, Zach, as we sit directly across from the player bench. As you look at Hill Murray, they've been here before, know exactly what's going on. Bill Lechner in his 17th year behind the bench for the Pioneers. They are sitting very calm and collected on their side. You look at the Stillwater side, the coaches are standing on the back bench because the players aren't using the bench right now. They're all standing up.
And I don't think there's any right way or wrong way of doing this. You have one team calm and collected, another team going, standing up and playing a little bit more intense game of hockey. So, we'll see. There's no right or wrong way. Both teams just sticking to their game plan.
Sharp threw it out front and reaching out. Tyler Nowak just missed on the redirect. Nowak gets it into the Stillwater zone. Whittle has it tied up along the half wall. Now it is flipped out to center. And sent into the Hill Murray zone by Kasnick as he'll go off on a change. And Hill Murray sends it high and into the player benches. Faceoff will come back in the Pioneer zone. 14:48 to play in the third.
I don't think where are we at in a tie game deal. If the Stillwater ponies are calm and collected, they've been winning the races. They've been going out, digging deep in the corners, getting opportunities, and they played an all-around solid effort. Again, can't credit the play of Benson enough, keeping the Pioneers to one goal, and you can't credit Ilgen enough for keeping ponies to one goal. He stopped 23 of 24 tonight.
Tyler Funk comes away with the loose puck off the draw. And he speeds his way through center. Funk works his way into the zone, has it slide off his stick to the near wall. Anderson throws one through the slot. It rebounds to Slattery. Slattery for Funk out front, couldn't control it. And flipped out to center by Stillwater, bouncing puck. Pushed further along, trying to catch up with it now is Joe Sorensen. Or check that as Cates. Delayed call upcoming on Hill Murray's. A shot goes just wide. In the corner, controlled by Stillwater. And as Hill Murray touches it, we're going to get an interference call. I believe it's Logan Sharp come to the penalty box for Hill Murray.
This could be a turning point in the hockey game if the Stillwater ponies can find a way to get on the board here and make it a 2-1 game. The ponies certainly, we haven't seen their power play yet. Hill Murray Pioneers have a solid penalty kill, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Casey Stamm picks up the penalty for interference, so Stillwater gets the first power play of the hockey game. It's a power play unit that during the regular season connected 21.3% of the time. The Hill Murray power play, 82.8 during the regular season. They have scored 9 shorthanded goals this year.
Yeah, the ponies certainly going to have to watch out for any shorthanded attempts that the Pioneers are playing. Pioneers are playing a very aggressive penalty kill here, and you can't blame them with that many shorthanded goals. They obviously know how to do something right, and they are keeping the Stillwater Ponies in their own zone to the first 30 seconds.
Josh French kills off 35 seconds on a very strong forecheck, and finally Renke will gather it in for Stillwater. Slides it ahead, Sagasor across ice. Stillwater back for Sagasor in the slot, let the shot go, but that hit Zarembinski. Dropped off for Sagasor. Shovels it off into the near corner. It was played up the wall by Mikey Anderson, the 8th grader out there on the penalty kill for Hill Murray. You're not going to see that in too many varsity teams, much less one of the state's best, as Stillwater finally gets it back to the point. Coming out front, it goes, they score! It bounced up and over everybody as Jungmann just put it toward the front, and the pop fly lands behind the goaltender, Ilgen. It's a power play goal and a 2-1 Stillwater lead.
How fitting. In a building in which you think you've seen it all. I stunned. But, I mean, credit Stillwater for getting the shot attempt, but, I mean, there's really nothing you can do if you're Ilgen or really any of the Hill Murray Pioneers there. Just a weird, funny bounce that finds its way in, and now it's a 2-1 Stillwater lead in the third period. The magic of the Lee Warner Coliseum continues.
Jungmann gets the goal. Sam Sagasor picks up the lone assist on the power play goal. 2-1 Stillwater. Can it be back-to-back upsets in the Coliseum on its final night? Stolen away behind the net. Funk unable to get it out front. Anderson throws it toward the front. Benson steers it aside. Jacob Olsen pinching down, pushes it into the corner.
Stillwater's got a lot of work to do. 12 minutes. It's been the longest 12 minutes of their lives if it stays like the score stays this way, but they got a lot of work to do, but they've given themselves an opportunity.
Cross ice pass goes off the stick of Tyler Benson. Now it's center. Slattery got it into the Stillwater zone, but was 1-on-3, and it's played up to the far side. Kastnik got it out to center. Olsen drives it back in. They wave off the icing. Is back to play it is Eder Zedlik. He weaves his way into the neutral ice zone. Now into the Hill Murray zone. Tripp feathered it out front. As cruising down the slot that time was Jackson Cates. Olsen drives it out to center. Stillwater in over the line, winding up. A blast is over the top of the cage. Tyler Benson the opportunity that time. Stillwater fans looking for a checking from behind call there. They don't get it as they send it back deep into the Hill Murray zone. Under 11 to play. Jacob Olsen leaves it off for Sharp.
I'd like to see the rule or the rule in the rule book that says you can literally do anything you want in front of the net. Elaborate in a moment.
Now centering pass and a one-timer. Bouncing puck. Jackson Cates couldn't get much on it. Brandon Jungmann from behind the net tried to play it out front. Bounces free, carried out to center. French's pass tipped free, picked up by Mills. And Jungmann will glove it down, play it back. Through center. Peterson gets it into the Hill Murray zone. Sagasor. Now Jungmann got it to the near post. Ilgen knocked it away from there. Falling down on it is Jungmann. Getting harassed as Sharp goes down on top of him. It's the Ponies. Hedl gets shot. Ilgen to save and bobbled it momentarily, and like a shark toward blood, that attracted a few Ponies to the net.
Let me elaborate on what I was saying before. As a forward who scored most of his goals basically in front of the net, screening the goalie and deflecting shots or whatever, you seem to be able to get away with pretty much anything in front of the net. I don't think that was a penalty, because for some reason it was both sides. If you're in front of the net and you take any sort of cross check or anything like that, officials rarely call it, and so obviously Stillwater fans looking for a penalty, but For whatever reason, officials don't like calling penalties in
Here
front of that net.
comes Joey Anderson one-on-one, and good strong defense from Wyatt Stotts. Now it's Slattery through the slot. Slattery sends it over the top of the cage. Tyler Funk plays it back. Zarembinski at the point just shovels it toward the corner, knocked down by Stotts. He carries through center. Got it further along. Devin Cates gets it deep into the Hill Murray zone. Now Heddle trying to walk out front, knocked off his stick, and unable to hold it in are the Ponies. They'll get it back into the Hill Murray zone. Chasing it for the Pioneers is Mikey Anderson. Mikey Anderson gets it out to center. Joey Anderson plays it further along, now carried in by Slattery. Centering pass deflects and comes out to center. Mikey Anderson sends it deep into the Stillwater zone. Pioneers have to touch up. Zarembinski will play it behind the Hill Murray goal with under 8:50 to play in regulation. Josh French through center, cuts to the left wing. Tried to put it out front, put it into the skates, now picked up by Kruger. Centering pass, French on the backhand for Mills, behind the net. Mills comes out front, turns, still looking for space, gets the shot on, but Eder Zedlik directed it into the corner. Shot from the point goes wide. Mills, sharp angle, tried to go top shelf, but sent it over the crossbar. Zarembinski holds it in. Out front, oh, it went off Kruger. Benson stuck with it. And we get more pushing and shoving at the whistle.
If you're a Stillwater fan and you're comfortable, you shouldn't be. The Hill Murray Pioneers attacking again. Kind of brings up memories here when it was back in 2011 when White Bear had a little bit of bigger lead. It was 4-1, and Hill Murray still came back. They were the number one team in the state in that year, and they were knocked out by the White Bear Lake Bears. But this year, Stillwater can't be comfortable at this point. Hill Murray's still attacking hard, and it only takes one right now to tie it. And I don't think anybody in this building would be surprised if they do so.
Well, that was the Hill Murray's second unit out there looking like they were on the power play despite being 5-on-5 the last shift. Mm-hmm. Third line on here for the Pioneers as the puck deflects over the glass. Faceoff will come just outside the Stillwater blue line with 7:46 left in the third.
Wonder how many pucks they go through during this tournament. That's probably why they need to move this somewhere else. I don't think it's the ice issue. It's just the fact that so many pucks leave the surface and go into the crowd, and I don't think they get them back. So spend a lot of money on pucks here, Joe.
When times are tight, you got to tighten that budget somehow.
Yeah. But, there was one really amazing thing is, this place seats 5,240, and
centering pass came through. Sharp in the slot, fires. Benson steers it aside.
Almost every seat is filled, and to draw 5,000 fans for a section game, there's other states that couldn't draw 5,000 for their state tournament game.
Big hit sends Devin Cates tumbling. Pass at center is knocked down by Eder Zedlik. Heddle just sends it to the near wall as he'll complete a line change for Stillwater. Sharp's pass comes all the way through. Siegfried behind his net for Stillwater, ahead for Heddle. He gets tied up. Now it comes free. French in the slot. Couldn't control, carries off into the corner. Back at the point, Olsen drives one, knocked down out front, still sitting loose. Turning, firing, Anderson steered aside by Benson. Now picked up French into the slot. His pass behind Anderson. Taking a two-handed whack at it and getting it out of play is Eder Zedlik.
Pioneers are throwing every single asset they have right now at Benson, and just some reason they can't seem to get that really, really good opportunity. They're getting the puck in the zone and they're moving it around well, but they haven't really had that solid opportunity where got the crowd going, oh, or anything like that. They just...
Nope, only 3 shots on goal here in the period for Hill Murray, 18 for the hockey game. being outshot again in this period, 4-3. Centering pass, that just fails to connect, and here come the Ponies through center. 2-on-1 if they hurry, in over the line. Cates ends up pushing it behind the net. Kruger pushes it up the wall, but we had bodies going into the goal, taking the Hill Murray goal off.
So let me talk to you about this last play here. Devin Cates blocks a shot at this blue line. It breaks his stick. He goes off to the bench to go grab a stick. While that happens, his wing side, the puck nearly gets to a wide open, I believe it was Davis Zarambinski on the near side. It doesn't get there. Devin Cates comes down and almost gets a 2-on-1. So crazy sequence of events here that almost led to a beautiful chance for Hill Murray. Instead, a bounce goes the other way, and the Ponies got a chance.
Pass comes free. Kruger trying to track it down. In the corner, centering pass ends up behind the goal, and we're going to get a Stillwater penalty as French was tripped up behind the play. And the Ponies will go on the power play, and boy, if they ever need it to click, they need it here. A tripping call on Renke gives the Pioneers their first power play opportunity of the game.
So not only does Stillwater have to go on the penalty kill, but they lose one of their top defensemen for 2 minutes, Mitch Renke, on that. So kind of a just already a bad story for the Stillwater Ponies. Now made even worse by that.
26 power play goals on the year for Hill Murray. They're 3 for 6 in the postseason on the power play.
Just saw some cameras go up and start recording here, anticipating a Hill Murray goal.
Pass into the middle for French, taken away from him, and backhanded out of the zone by Jackson Cates. Zarambinski will pick it up. Slides it ahead. French, it was too far for him. And the loose puck is picked up and sent the length of the ice by Eder Zedlik. Zarambinski for French. In over the Stillwater line. French lets it go and picks up his own rebound. Finds Slattery, back for Zarambinski. Zarambinski into the slot, still waiting. Rowe just ripped one wide there. The rebound again. Slattery up top for Zarambinski. Near side for Slattery. Down low for French. Knocked off his stick, sliding into the play was Eder Zedlik. Slattery sends it back for Zarambinski. Back for Slattery. Zarambinski winds up, lets it go just wide of the post. It came off the back wall, but Mills unable to control it. Pushes it to the near wall for Slattery. Slattery holds it in for Zarambinski into the corner for Mills. Mills, shot steered aside by Benson, gets his own rebound. Still a half minute left on the power play as Slattery sends across ice. There's a shot, and Benson sliding to his right, traps it in the midsection.
I know they didn't get a clear on it, but that was textbook penalty killing by the Stillwater Ponies. They took out many passing lanes, and there just wasn't really many options other than the just a shot from the point. And I mean, you even just saw you forced Mills from a very weak angle in the near side corner to just fire one into Benson. He got his own rebound. They ended up moving across, and great work. Credit Benson on this last save, but great penalty kill the first minute 34 by the Stillwater Ponies.
Zach Mills goes off the ice with a busted skate. Puck chopped into the air. Volleyballed around. Whittle tries to center it out. Picked up, played back to the point for Olsen. Near side. Funk shoots over the top of the cage. Mikey Anderson tried to throw it out front. That deflection comes to the near wall. Just 5 seconds left on the power play time. As Kruger digs it free, then taken away from him and played around the wall by Jungman, held in on the far side by Anderson. Stillwater back at full strength, behind the goal. Whittle hammered off the puck. It's picked up by Jungman. And Jungman just sends it high and bounces it into the Hill Murray zone. Olsen gets it quickly ahead for Kruger. Had trouble with the bouncing puck, and Sagasor takes it for Stillwater, rings it up the far wall, held in by Anderson, throws it out front but wide. Held in on the near side by Olsen, again throwing it out front. Again, knocked down by the Stillwater defense.
That clock's beginning to tick down. Sorry, Joe, but this clock, not 3 minutes remaining.
Walking right in and getting the shot off. Trying to go short side that time was Josh French, but again, Josh Benson is there to make the save.
I could be wrong here. I don't know how, with some of what we've seen here, how Stillwater survives in the final moments, especially if they pull the goalie, the way Hill Murray can move the puck around and how they can pass it. It's going to be a very tough 2 minutes and 57 seconds for the Stillwater Ponies, but again, they've given themselves a chance. We'll see if they take the opportunity.
Sharp puts it toward the front. That hit a stick and came on goal. Benson another save. Slattery puts on the brakes. Knocked off his stick. Picks it back up. Puts it right out front and slides it through the crease. Picked up on the far side. Here's Stillwater through center, just dumping it deep into the Hill Murray zone. 2.5 to play.
Dolman going with quick shifts here, keeping his players fresh.
To the Stillwater line. Pioneers are denied entrance. Now French stick handles his way in, dropped it off for Anderson. Return pass for French, ends up behind the goal. French trying to maintain possession, finds Anderson. Anderson centering pass, deflected, came free. Sat there tantalizingly free in the slot.
Kind of whiffed on that first opportunity and nearly gave up a good opportunity for the Pioneers, but it's played away.
Zarembinski picks his way through center before he falls down. Got the pass for French. Now Anderson. Back for French and back and all. Great save, Benson. And the puck cleared out to center.
Benson, save of the game, and if somehow, some way Stillwater gets to the next 90 seconds and comes out as victors, that will be on the highlight reel as the key moment in this game.
Zarembinski ahead for Slattery. Slattery through a screen, pad save, rebound, Anderson on the backhand, fires it wide. French pushes it behind the net, it comes free. Now played back to the point, Mike Anderson through a maze of players. Benson, the save, will hang on with 1:08 to play.
Leckner's most likely he's going to call his timeout. In fact, he's going to watch this, he will get on the ice, he will get everybody around, and this is exactly what he did in the White Bear Lake Hill Murray game 3 years ago in 2011. Got on the ice, got his players together, say, hey, do whatever Coach Leckner does, and I'm saying it's done right. Whatever he does, he knows how to coach. He knows the situation. Again, 68 seconds, and quite frankly, Joe, that's a long time. With this Hill Murray squad, the way they can move the puck around, but if Benson makes another save like that, it's going to be difficult. I don't know what do you think here? I'm floored right now that we're even in this situation.
As am I. Certainly did not see this coming at all.
And I got to say this would be a bigger, as a White Bear grad, on the broadcast in 2011, this, I think, would be a bigger upset than that was even that year.
Oh, yeah.
Just how Stillwater's season was. So
definitely think it would be that. It's certainly the biggest upset in the state this year in what has been a very even,
absolutely,
top to bottom varsity season on the boys' side. But this one, state tournament on the line, a lot of people would be shocked to see Stillwater playing at the X. The Hill Murray net sits empty. They have pulled Sam Ilgen for the extra attacker.
Centennial, the only other school besides White Bear and Hill Murray to come out of their section in, I think, 30 years. We'll see if there's another one tonight.
Big face-off here. Cates and Funk. Fished free by Stillwater, but unable to clear. French. Behind the net, Slattery. Near side now, Zarembinski. Sends it across. Anderson goes rink wide and bounces off Slattery's stick. In the corner, he'll bray it up to the half wall looking for options. Sends it rink wide, but right onto the Stillwater stick. They send it the length of the ice. Wide of the goal. That's an icing call on Stillwater.
Oh, my goodness. Inches
Risk reward there.
I mean, you can't blame him when you're in the center of the ice. You know, if it was in the corner on the near side, I wouldn't. But I don't think you can blame him if he's in the middle part of the ice to try it. But as you said, high risk, high reward. But it was not good news for Stillwater.
Slattery, clean face-off win, bounces free. Mills got a stick on it, but couldn't get it toward the goal. Stillwater again clears the length of the ice, and another icing call. They do happen to clear about 10 seconds off the clock in that exchange.
Wow.
Does the barn have one final memory to make here in the final 34 seconds?
I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say. I'll wait 34 seconds before I say it.
French and Hedl on the draw. Pulled free out of there by Eder Zedlik. And able to get it by. Now it's picked up by Cates, puts it toward the goal, but just wide. 20 seconds left, played out at center, picked up. Here comes Joey Anderson. Backhands it toward the front. Benson steers it aside. Centering pass comes to the near side. Joey Anderson, nobody back by the blue line. Anderson backhands it toward the front. French trying to pull it free. 5 seconds left, and it's covered by Benson. One final shot for Hill Murray with 5.5.
I'm shocked.
They need the face-off win to make some magic happen.
Oh my goodness. Still time. Hill Murray, I mean, this is, are they going to, I wonder, if you're Stillwater, do you call your timeout right now, or? I don't think they're going to do it.
They're trying to figure out who they've got defensively. Joey Anderson, the only one back of the face-off circle for Hill Murray. It comes to him, puts it out front. Benson to save, he gloves it, hangs on, and we'll get another face-off with 2.7 left.
Oh my goodness. What another fantastic save by Benson and the crowd of bodies. 2.7 seconds.
Slattery and Cates on the draw. Cates just wants to tie up Slattery at this point. He does it. Time has expired, and the Stillwater Ponies have pulled off the upset. They are headed to the X with a 2-1 victory over the Hill Murray Pioneers. Absolute pandemonium on the Stillwater side of the Lee and Rose Warner Coliseum. A jubilant group of coaches. First-year coach Matt Doman.
There's no storming the court in hockey. I don't think there's any equivalent. If there was, that's what would be happening right now. You know, I think there's a lot of people that wanted a White Bear Lake Hill Murray section final. But I really think the right way to close this out was an upset like this. The State Fair, the Lee and Rose Warner Coliseum, and again, I know there's plenty of Hill Murray fans. This is who we cover, but I mean, what better way to see an upset of this caliber? Nobody picked Stillwater. This is, again, as a proud White Bear alum, 2011. This is bigger than 2011 in terms of upset. The Stillwater team had no business even beating White Bear in the semifinals. Not only did they beat White Bear, but they beat Hill Murray. I mean, this is a classic. This is a Coliseum classic, and you know what? What a cool way! What a cool way to go out. And again, Hill Murray obviously probably would have liked to win this one, but wow. And we just got to say really quickly too, the seniors: Sam Ilgen, Logan Sharp, Dusty Kruger, Lucas Werka, Josh French, Matt Yanchek, Darby O'Regan, and Tyler Funk, as well as Mitch Slattery, a Mr. Hockey candidate. Such a great hockey team. But wow, listen, there are people, and I'm still looking around, people with their hands up in the air, absolutely shocked And I can't blame them. This is again, speechless. What a job by the Stillwater Ponies. Head coach Matt Doman comes in, his first year gets to the state tournament. I mean, what a story. What a story. And as a hockey fan, I am shocked. What? Nobody would have picked this. Nobody could have saw this coming. So
the old barn had one last treat and a trick for us.
What a heck of a treat, too. My goodness.
And as you mentioned, Zach, this is the first time somebody other than outside of the Centennial squeaked in 1 year.
2004, so I guess you have to be red and black colors to to come out of this section. But yeah, this is I think the second time in has to be 20 to 30 years. I don't know the exact number that somebody other than these two teams, or other than Hill Murray and White Bear, made it to the state tournament out of their section. Can't say Section 4 because these were also, I believe they're in Section 5 or 3 before they changed it up about 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was. But wow, what an effort, what a great work, and amazing stuff from the State Fair Coliseum.
The loss will end Hill Murray's season with a record of 24 wins and 4 losses. Stillwater improves to 16-10-1 on the year, and their season will continue on Thursday. We will have to wait and see exactly how the seedings play out. But with the Pioneers out, that's certainly going to make that seeding a very interesting meeting this weekend to see how this state tournament gets seeded with the Pioneers out of the picture. Lakeville North certainly one of the top teams. Edina, one of the top teams, will certainly get probably the top 2 seeds.
And you know what? One thing is interesting to some people. Some people it's not. Some people it is. This is the first year since 2011. It'll be an all-public school state tournament, with the exception of Totino Grace in Class A, but the Class 2A, all public schools. I'm still stunned. I don't know what to say. I mean, I will say this, Joe. I was concerned going into this year for Hill Murray in terms of the leadership aspect of everything. They just didn't have like last year or last few years they've had like Zach Lavelle, for example. Big key to their success. I mean, he wasn't the best goal scorer, but he was a very good leader. They didn't really have anybody like that this year, so I was concerned then. And I even said in the beginning of the season it was kind of a lofty, weird thing, but I even said that I would say they'd struggle in sections, but I think I still picked them to win the section. I just think I am stunned.
It will be different not to see the green, white, and black of Hill Murray next week at the XL Energy Center when things kick off.
Right, or even in the orange, black, and white, or whatever. I mean, those two teams have dominated this section. And, the good news is for Stillwater, the last time somebody came out of this section, besides White Bear and Hill Murray, they won the state tournament. It was Centennial Cougars in 2004. They ended up going all the way. So, funny thing is, too, Centennial is in the state tournament as well this year after they knocked off a very good Blaine team that, I mean, that was an upset in its own right. So what a job by Stillwater. Hill Murray, I don't know what you say. They I think had the same problems that White Bear Lake did. I think they overlooked Stillwater a little bit. They didn't win the races. I mean, that was a problem. They didn't win the races to the puck, and they let Stillwater in, and it was really, I think, Joe, I hate to say it, but it was really Hill Murray's game to lose, and they lost it tonight.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see how the style of a Stillwater moves forward from here, because they have certainly, over the last 8 weeks, have kind of perfected what Stillwater hockey has become this season, and that is a grinded out, slow it down. I mean, it's hard to slow down the pace of a hockey game, but Stillwater finds a way to do just that. They muck things up through the neutral zone. They pack the defense in front of their goaltender. I mean, Hill Murray dominated the third period possession-wise, but they got very few good opportunities. A great one with about 90 seconds left. But just so many shots were getting knocked down and redirected before they even got back to Josh Benson today.
And that was what White Bear Lake's problem was. You know, they had the puck, they had all this possession time around the outside. They were moving the puck around. Same with Hill Murray. Had the puck possession. We don't have obviously that stat, but I would say Hill Murray had the lead in time of possession. They just didn't get the puck to the center of the ice, to the net. They just couldn't do that. Stillwater, they almost play sort of like it's a penalty kill, even though they're not killing a penalty. They keep the puck to the outside. They put their sticks in the passing lanes, take away options, and just kind of suffocate your offense. I don't know how you beat that. I don't know how you get past that. I think if you're whoever plays Stillwater, whoever is matched up tomorrow morning against them, I think what you do, Joe, is you study this film as much as you can. Order a DVD from us, I don't know, and just watch and try to figure this out, because I don't know. I mean, I don't know how, if a coach like Bill Lechner, who is, I would say, the best coach in the state of Minnesota in high school hockey, I'll just say right there, if he can't figure this out, I don't know who can. I mean, I don't know if they'll make it to the state championship game, but if they were to win next Thursday, I wouldn't be surprised. They're not the most talented team, but they stick to their game plan, and credit Coach Matt Doman for all that he has done.
Your final 8 teams in the state of Minnesota, will run it down by section. Lakeville North, Edina, Egan, Stillwater, Centennial, Eden Prairie, Duluth East, and Roseau is your state tournament field this year. As Zach mentioned, and Zach has run down to the ice. He's going to try to grab some interviews for us at the conclusion of the medal ceremony as well. Certainly Stillwater head coach Matt Doman, a very popular figure right now on the ice, and I'm sure that Zach is going to try to work his way into that mix as well. A stunner here at the Lee and Rose Warner Coliseum to end the history of hockey here on the state fairgrounds, as Stillwater has knocked off the Hill Murray Pioneers by a final score of 2-1. The teams were tied at the end of 2 periods of play, 1-1. The only goal of the third period came at the 4:15 mark, and it was a fluky one, to say the least. Credit the goal to Brandon Jungman of Stillwater. It came on the power play, with the lone assist going to Sam Sagasor, and it was a puck that he just turned and kind of tried to play toward the front. It hit a stick and just made a arc over Sam Ilgen and into the back of the net. Ilgen could not see it after the deflection. It was that high up and over him, and Ilgen never saw it drop behind him until he saw the Stillwater sticks get raised in celebration, and the kind of fluky power play goal holds up for Stillwater as they just kind of hang on and really packed it in defensively in the third period. Hill Murray, great puck movement, had one phenomenal opportunity from Josh French that Josh Benson steered aside. The save of the hockey game, the save of the season if you're a Stillwater fan, as the Ponies' season continues. As I mentioned, the loss dropping Hill Murray to 24-4 on the season. It snaps a 10-game winning streak that they brought into this one. And the Stillwater Ponies picking up their third win in a row. But over the last 8 now, 6-1-1. The only loss to Benilde St. Margaret's, who of course was the state champions 2 years ago and dropped the Section 6 final to Eden Prairie earlier this week. As all the medals have been handed out, Zach is busy trying to get in line for Stillwater head coach Matt Doman, and Zach still looking for somebody from the Stillwater team to talk to.
Here with head coach Matt Doman. Matt, what went right for you guys tonight? You have a big victory. What made the difference tonight?
I think we were relentless, after the first few minutes of the first period, to kind of get our legs underneath us. The boys did what they had to do. They played good defensively. They finished their checks. They advanced pucks forward, and, we got a little lucky.
You frustrated White Bear Lake's offense, kept the puck to the outside, and whenever they had an opportunity, it was always thrown it right away. Similar situation with Hill Murray. What was the game plan heading into this, and was it the same kind of with White Bear Lake?
Yeah, it really was the same way we have to play, and as much as we'd like to make adjustments to the teams that we're playing, we just need to focus on what we do and do what we do well.
Talk about your goaltender, Josh Benson. Unbelievable game, made that game-saving save at the third period.
He's been fantastic for us. I think the White Bear game, he made big saves. He made big saves tonight. He's been a rock for sure.
Congratulations, Coach. Good luck at state.
Thank you.
Here with Stillwater goalie Josh Benson. Josh, you shocked a lot of people tonight. How does it feel?
Feels unbelievable. Just great feeling. Whole team's just so excited. It's unbelievable.
What was the key to victory tonight that you saw?
Working hard, blocking shots, playing D, and when we play D, it helps our whole game go forward and plays offense with the D.
You made a game-saving save at the end of the third period. What was that like?
It was unbelievable. Hearing the crowd roar and just making the save was unreal. I don't know what to say.
You won the last ever hockey game that will be played here at the State Fair Coliseum. What was it like playing in this building and that atmosphere that it provides?
It was unbelievable. I haven't played here before. Great feeling, winning the game here, just leaving this rink with a Stillwater W going to state.
And finally, one more question. I'm going to be honest with you here. Not many people picked the Ponies tonight. What was their thoughts going into this game the last few days?
Well, we thought we could do it. We believed that we could win this game and go to state this year. This is our team. This is your team.
And your head coach, Matt Doman?
He was all with us, boys. He was there just the whole time, pushing us through it all year long. Great game.
Congratulations. Good luck. There it is, Josh Benson here at the Lee Warner Coliseum for the final time. The Stillwater Ponies shock the Hill Murray Pioneers here in the Section 4 AA Championship. Final score again, Stillwater 2, Hill Murray 1. For Joe Moore and the rest of our crew here at TV19, my name is Zach Halverson saying so long. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check us out, Facebook, Twitter, and SportsPath live at 5 o'clock every other Wednesday here on TV19 Sports. Thank you, and from a historic building that has provided so many great memories of hockey, both for TV19 and the rest of Minnesota hockey. Thanks to the Lee Warner Coliseum for all it has given us over the years. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for the memories.